Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and young readers of West Virginia. Welcome to An Evening with Dolly, a celebration of Imagination Library in West Virginia. Please silence all cell phones and refrain from flash photography during the event. We are pleased to begin the evening with the Appalachian Children's Course under the direction of Chris Brown and accompanied by Olga Young as they sing Coal Tattoo and Take Me Home, Country Roads.
Traveling down that coal town road, listen to my rubber tires whine. Goodbye to Buckeye and White Sycamore, I'm leaving you behind. Oh, I've been a coal miner all my life, laying down tracks in the hole. Back like ironwoods bent by the wind, blood veins as blue as the coal. Someone said that's a strange tattoo you have on the side of your head. I said that's the mark of the number 9 coal. A little bit more and I'd be dead. But I love the rumble, I love the dark, I love the cool of the sleds. Going down this road, looking for a job, is traveling and looking like haste. Someday when I die and go up to heaven, the land of my dreams, I won't have to worry about losing my job to bad times and big machines. I've got no job and I've got no pay, just got a worried soul, and a strange tattoo on the side of my head, left by the number 9 coal. I've got no job and I got no pay, just got a worried soul, and a strange tattoo on the side of my head, left by the number 9 coal. Left by the number 9 coal.
She pulled and she tugged. I think I can. I think I can. I think I can, she said. Won't you help me? All of you help me. I think I can. I think I can. I think I can. Yay, that's very good. You know, when parents read to their children regularly from birth through their preschool...
Looks like the book lady came today. Come on.
The book lady brings me a book every month, and I get to read it as much as I want. And I like to save them so I can read them over and over. Now I've looked forward to when the book lady comes by. It's my most favorite day.
The Imagination Library delivers age-appropriate books to children birth to 5 completely free of charge.
Nearly 4 million books have been delivered to West Virginia children since joining the Imagination Library 15 years ago in 2007. And today, we celebrate all 55 counties in West Virginia that are now actively participating in the Imagination Library.
Now that I have these books, I love to read every day. Thanks to my books, I can do anything with my imagination. Thank you, book lady.
Please welcome the Executive Director of the Marshall University June Harless Center, Dr. Tarabeth Heinemann.
Thank you so much and welcome. It is my pleasure to be here tonight to celebrate with you and to thank you for all of your support in helping the June Harless Center and the West Virginia Department of Education grow the Imagination Library program. As the Executive Director of the June Harless Center, I can speak for my team and say we are thrilled to partner with the Dollywood Foundation to foster a love of books among West Virginia's children. It's our center's goal that every child in our state have access to high-quality and developmentally appropriate books prior to entering school, and that families are supported in literacy experiences at home. Since 2019, the June Harless Center has been responsible for administering the program for West Virginia. Our dedicated staff and committed partners at the West Virginia Department of Education and our local school districts have worked so hard to spread awareness and develop a funding model that works for us in West Virginia. We can now declare that the Imagination Library is available to every child under the age of 5 who lives in our state. Thank you. Since the beginning of this program, an astonishing 3.7 million books have been provided to West Virginia children. Right now, 50% of all eligible children are enrolled and receiving Imagination Library books, which are delivered each month to their home and specialized with their names. There's no better way to make books exciting and to show children that someone is thinking of them. In addition to this monthly book gift, our team curates a monthly newsletter that families can receive if they enroll in this program. Inside that newsletter, families receive book tips and activities that coincide with the book that their child receives each month. I could not be more proud of this initiative. In addition, it is very important to say that this would all not be possible without the vision and commitment of Miss Dolly Parton and the International Imagination Library Program. This past spring, Dolly Parton was inducted into the Harless Hall of Fame. We were honored to recognize her and her Imagination Library program for such amazing efforts around literacy, growth, and development, especially here in West Virginia. I'd like to share a video from Dolly Parton's induction.
Try to be the first one up the... Well, hello there. This is Dolly, and I want to thank you for inducting me into the June Harless Hall of Fame and for recognizing my Imagination Library. What a special honor. When my foundation partnered with the Department of Education and the June Harless Center 15 years ago, we really began to see the Imagination Library grow across West Virginia. Together, with our local affiliate partners, I am so proud that we've built a statewide program that now reaches over 47,000 children with the gift of a book each month. And we have gifted over 3.6 million books to West Virginia children and families. We should take a moment to celebrate. So, on behalf of my team and all our partners in West Virginia, I am honored to accept this award. Thank you for sharing my dream to create a love for books and reading for all children. Together, let's continue to inspire kids to dream more, care more, learn more, and therefore be more.
If you don't try, you have to try.
Tonight we welcome a dear friend of the Mountain State to celebrate with us in person. She promised to come if we ever reached our goal of full participation and this opportunity for every child to participate in Imagination Library in West Virginia. And tonight she's here. It's so exciting. Please enjoy this once-in-a-lifetime evening with Dolly. We ask for your continued support tonight and beyond, so that we can extend this opportunity to more homes in West Virginia. There is donation information with your program, and our staff will be available at the conclusion of tonight's celebrations to answer any questions of how you can support the program. You know, the book lady once said herself, you can never get enough books into the hands of enough children, and I think we could all agree. Before continuing tonight, I'd like to recognize and thank some individuals in attendance who are leading change in West Virginia. I think for a program like this to be so successful in a state like West Virginia, it takes so many. And so I'm going to read some names, and I would ask that you would hold your applause to the end because there's quite a few. First of all, Governor Jim Justice and First Lady Kathy Justice, Marshall University President Brad D. Smith, the State Board of Education President Paul Hardesty and the members of the West Virginia Board of Education, members of the West Virginia Legislature, the June Harless Center Board, and our dedicated staff, the Marshall University Board of Governors, State Superintendent Mr. Clayton Birch, and the West Virginia Department of Education staff, Federal Co-Chair and my friend, Mrs. Gail Manchin, also Mayor Amy Goodwin, all of our West Virginia County school systems and partnering agencies, of course, all the private businesses. We have several of you here tonight, organizations and individuals who are contributing to this program to make this a reality for children. Most of all, I want to thank the families. There's thousands who are registered. They're instilling a lifelong love of reading and learning from birth, and that is going to make a difference for our state. Thank you all so much, and enjoy the evening.
Please welcome Governor Jim and First Lady Kathy Justice and State Superintendent of Schools W. Clayton Birch.
Well, we can't see hardly any of you there. Kathy, you sit right over here on this side. This thing is really strong. Well, first of all, it is incredible what the lady that's with us tonight has done and continues to do all across this nation. Do you realize that now we're one of 11 states with an imagination library, 3 million books to our kids? Dolly believed one thing, and one thing amongst many things, I guess, and that is our children in Appalachia. that had access to books at a really early age, access with the ability to begin to love to read, would excel in every way. Now, before I go any further, you've got to listen to this guy. So please, Clayton, go ahead and do your thing.
Okay. Well, you know, after working 9 to 5, why'd you come in here looking like that? I think I'll stop. Governor Justice spoke of our youngest learners, and one of the most amazing things are that most of you in this room know the dedication the state of West Virginia has had for decades supporting our youngest learners. When the governor took office, he has continued that, and under his leadership, working hand in hand with the Department of Education, he is the one that got us across the finish line, ensuring no matter where you live in the state of West Virginia, no matter what your zip code in the state of West Virginia, no matter what, every child in this state can have free books in their home from the time they're born until they go to kindergarten.
Okay, now that's enough of you, right? Okay, Kathy, let me tell y'all just this. An incredible program we've got going on right now in our state is Communities in Schools, and it started with nothing. And absolutely, I've got to give our First Lady an awful lot of credit. We're now in 37 counties. When we were at 31, we had 70,000 kids that they were touching. So it's really good stuff. So Kathy, say a couple words. Don't make this forever long.
Well, we're doing a really good job with Communities in Schools. We've implemented a new therapy dog program that is going to some of the counties, which the children just love, and it's really touching and reaching a lot of people. So in your county, please reach out and help us, Communities in Schools, to your schools. And if you all aren't a part of this, please call us and become one of us. Thank you all.
Okay, now tell the honest truth. Would you have rather seen Baby Dog than me? Well, thanks a lot. Well, let me tell you just this. We don't have Brad Paisley in the house, and we don't have Kenny Chesney in the house, and we don't have George Strait in the house. But we've got the most beautiful, the most talented of them all, and Dolly Parton is in our house right now. Please come out, Dolly.
Hello, West Virginia! How are you? Thank you, Governor and First Lady. Thank you for having us. I was looking so forward to meeting Baby Dog. Everybody kept telling me about this dog, so I got to meet your dog one of these days. Well, thanks to all of you for all the wonderful things you've said, and we are here for a very special reason, of course. We're here to announce, of course, that West Virginia has taken the Imagination Library statewide. Praise the Lord! Yay!
Dolly.
Yeah.
Before we go any further, we have a really special presentation here to you, and absolutely for all you've done for all, not only us, but for all of us, all across this nation and world. But we are proclaiming today as Dolly Parton Imagination Library Day, and we have something right here for you.
Oh, that's wonderful. Okay, and there it says so. Oh, thank you so much. It says the Imagination Library Day. So do you do that just today, or is that going to be from now on? Do
All right,
I
now
get special privileges?
And Dolly.
Hey.
Now, Dolly Parton Day in West Virginia, that's a big deal.
It is a big deal. I have to say, I'm very honored.
But I'm also here to present you with something that the children from Nicholas County in West Virginia put together for you to represent a thank you from all of the children of West Virginia.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Unbelievable.
That's great. Oh, I love that. That's going to look good in my music room. Oh, that's great. Well, I'm very honored. Well, thank you for the gifts, but you know what? We're wanting to give back what we get. So we didn't know we was getting all this, but we brought a gift for you, for the state of West Virginia. And this fellow right here is Jeff Conyers. He is the president of the Imagination Library and the one that's helping us get all these wonderful things going. So we thought we'd bring something for the whole state of West Virginia. This is one of the books in the Imagination Library. It's an over-exaggerated version of my little Coat of Many Colors book that is in the Imagination Library also. So anyhow, I've signed it to you, and so this will go wherever you say it should go. I'll let y'all fight over that one, okay? Somebody says, is this going over at the Capitol, or is this going at the Imagination Library? I don't care where you put it, but it came from my heart, and thank you so much. That's a gift from us to you. So this is wonderful.
All right, you ought to be able to handle this on your own right now. Go.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank y'all.
Thank you, Kathy. Okay. And thank you. Are you leaving?
And I think with that,
okay.
I think we want to introduce the president of Marsh University, Mr. Brad Smith.
Hey, Brad, get out here. How about you evidently know him, right? And I'm going to know you after tonight.
Yes, it's such a privilege, and I love the color of the coat. It's a beautiful Kelly green, which is Marshall University's color. So
I
thank
didn't
you
know
so
that.
much.
Yay!
Absolutely. You are such an inspiration. You have lifted so many lives, especially young learners. We would love to sit down, have a chat, and talk a little more about that. Would you join me for a seat
Okay, I'll be glad to. So I'm going to get up here and sit down, get a load off these high heels.
Well, around these parts, they call me Mr. Microphone, but I have to admit, I'm a little bit starstruck this evening.
Oh, don't be. It's just me.
It's just you. It's just Dolly. Well, this is just Brad from Canova, so we'll go on a first-name basis.
Okay.
You know, I will say that as I stepped back, one of the things that surprised me is just how proud you are to be from the mountains of Appalachia, and we share that. You're from East Tennessee. I'm from a small town just an hour south of here. Why are you so proud of being from the Appalachian Mountains?
Well, I think everybody should be proud of where they're from, don't you? It doesn't matter what mountains you're from or what city or whatever. I think it's important that people be proud of their roots and be proud of where they're from, and I'm just exceptionally proud of the Great Smoky Mountains. To me, they are the most beautiful mountains in the world. I'm sure you think yours are, right? And they are. That's what I mean. It doesn't matter where you're from. You just need to take pride in being who you are. And especially if you're lucky enough to be country people like us, which I'm always very proud when I travel around the country, thinking that or the world, really. I think there's no place like home. No place like America, even though we're screwed up pretty bad these days. But still, I wouldn't want to be from anywhere else, would you? No. And I think, and I wouldn't want to be from anywhere but where I'm from too. So I feel like you're my own people. We're very similar. In fact, Cheryl Riddle, my hairdresser, is from here. And she told me to say hello to everybody. I told her I would. And she told me to say hello, by God, West Virginia. Is that what you say? Is that how you say it?
That is exactly the way we say it.
That's what she said. So anyway, I'll tell her I said it. But anyway, I'm proud of my home, and you're proud of yours. And we've got something to be proud of. These wonderful mountains, yours and ours, and wonderful people.
Well, we sure do. And I will tell you, my mama told me that when I traveled the world, the mountains would keep me in their heart, and one day they'd welcome me home, and I'm back home, and I get a chance to sit with my idol. So it's a wonderful, wonderful evening.
You. Well, I'm the only one that ever left the Smoky Mountains and took them with her. I had to get my boob job again.
And on that note...
Yeah, what's your joke?
I'm not going near that.
Okay.
I'm going to talk... You know, honestly, we talk about mountains.
That was his joke.
But I'm going to segue back to education, because education can move mountains. I mean, honestly.
His face is beet red. Good thing they're out there.
All right, so Dolly, what gave you the idea to start the Imagination Library?
Well, actually, we'll get a little serious right now because I love to laugh. I love to have a good time. I've got a happy heart. Sometimes it gets heavy like everybody else's. But the way I started the Imagination Library almost 30 years ago was when my dad was still alive. And so my dad never had a chance to go to school, because he was from a big old family like us. There's 12 of us kids. Mom and Daddy had 6 girls and 6 boys, and Daddy was from even a bigger family. So when he was young, they lived so far back, they had to actually go to work on the farm to help feed everybody else. And the schoolhouse was miles away, or at least it felt like it, I'm sure. They were probably a mile away, but still, even in bad weather, they couldn't even have the school. So my dad didn't go to school, and so he didn't get a chance to read and write. And that troubled him. He was embarrassed by that. And it troubled us that Daddy was troubled by that, because he was so smart and so good, and I just could see that burden on him. And I thought, I have the opportunity to do something good here. So I got with my dad, and I said, Dad, I'd like us to start a program, you and me. And I said, well, we give books to children, when they're little till they start school, and they can learn to read. So Daddy said, well, I'll help you out if I can. And I said, well, you can, because you're going to come with me, and we're going to work on it. So we thought maybe, if we were lucky, that they might go maybe a county or 2 over. But then it started doing good. And the governor at that time, his name was Phil Bredesen, a wonderful man. He got wind of that, and he said, this is really a wonderful program. Why don't we go statewide with it? So that was our first statewide rollout. And so it started growing, went on into Canada, and before you know it, it was all over the world. And my dad got to live long enough to see it come, to fruition. And so he was so proud. And he said one time in his own way, like, I guess there is a reason for everything. And he was not embarrassed anymore that he couldn't read and write, because he felt like he had done something good. I felt like I'd done something good for my dad. And above all else, we did something great for the children. So you have no idea how this touches me, that the Imagination Library is doing so great, and that state after state are taking it statewide and just putting more books in the hands of more children, because if they can learn to read early, they can be self-educated if they need to be. But you got to learn to read.
Wow. What a beautiful story, and a story about your father and your family. And you talked about it now spreading across the country and to other countries. Did you ever imagine it would be this large?
No, you only hope, like everybody asked that about my own career. When I was dreaming of being a star and all that, you could never imagine the magnitude of something once it happens, but I believed it. Faith is really an amazing thing, and believing in something, it's like I've always said about dreams. You got to put legs and arms and wings and feet and hands on them. In other words, you got to get out and make them come true. But I thought it was a good little program, and I didn't know what it would do, but I had no idea that it was going to be this great. That's God's doings, I think. So I'm proud about that. I think my daddy might be having a hand in that, too. I always feel like he's part of it still.
And one of God's kindest angels right here in Almost Heaven, so you had a little bit to do with it, too, which is wonderful.
I love that song, by the way.
We do, too.
West
we do,
Virginia.
too.
Yeah.
You can go on and carry that one on.
I could go on forever. I love that song.
Anytime you start that, we stop. We love it.
I know, and then they all start singing with me.
Oh, they will,
yeah,
absolutely.
It's a great one.
And so thinking about just all these amazing accomplishments you've had across so many different endeavors, how do you find the time to give back? And what is that motivation for that generosity?
Well, to me, if you're lucky enough to be able to be successful at what you've prayed about, dreamed about, and hoped to be, well, if you get in that position, you should be willing to help. So I think it's important, too, to invest in things that you truly believe in, things that are true to your heart, not just to say, oh, I made a donation to so-and-so, I did this, I did that. But I think it's so important, like for me, to work on things like this or a lot of the other things that I work on. They're things that matter to me, things that I feel like where I can make a difference. So I just think it's important for anybody that's in a position to help, they should help. And that's all I'm trying to do, is to try to do my part.
So I know you have dreams even beyond where we are now. What's next on the horizon for the Imagination Library, and what's next on the horizon for Dolly?
Well, with the Imagination Library, we're always looking for new and different ways to do it. And I'm sure in this new world of technology, it's not so new anymore, but I'm sure eventually there'll be other ways that we can expand. But for now, I love the books. I wrote a little song. The physical books where you touch them and feel them and smell them.
Sure.
Because I love books myself. I love to read. And I wrote a little song called Books, Books. I love books, the way they feel and smell and look. From my first look, I was hooked on books, books, books. So I have the kids all singing along with me. But I think it's true, that you need to learn to love books so you can learn to read. So I don't know how many places we'll be able to go with the Imagination Library, but with wonderful folks like all of you and the donors, the people that are helping in all the ways they can, there's no end to what we can do with this little program. And eventually, we'd like to go on into other age groups, too, to where we have more things for more kids.
I love it. I wish I could remember the words to the song you just sang, but I won't.
Oh, it's nothing. Come on, sing it. Books, books, I love books, the way they feel and smell and look. From my first look, I was hooked on books, books, books. Come on. Books, books, I love books, the way they feel and smell and look. From my first look, I was hooked on books, books, books. Books, books, books.
Yeah, I love it. That was awesome. I love it. Well, speaking of books, I understand Coat of Many Colors is your favorite book. Why is that?
Well, it is my favorite book, and it's also my favorite song. I get asked that all the time. What is your favorite song? I said, well, I have songs that as a singer, that I love to sing more, because you can kind of, let it all out and do all those big notes and all that. But I love things that matter to me, things that are meaningful. And this little book is more than a song. It's really about family. It's about acceptance. It's about bullying. And it really has all those elements because it's about a little coat Mama made me and told me the story of Joseph, a story about faith as well, about in the Bible. I know she did it to make me proud of it because it was just rags, really. And so it's about, and then the kids all laughed at me. Like, that's the bullying part. And I went home crying to Mama, thinking she'd told me a big lie. And she said, look, I said, they said we was poor and my coat was ragged. She said, we're not poor, and I don't want you to ever use that word again. We are rich in things that matter. We're rich in kindness and love and understanding. We got a family, and we're together. So don't you ever say we're poor. There's a lot of people in worse shape than us, so I shut my mouth about that. So, but it's really about so many things, and a lot of it has to do with family, and I'm big on that.
We love it. Well, you make everyone around you rich. Thank you for that. I have one last question. Would you be willing to sing a few songs for us?
Well, I'm going to sing that one. Would you like for me to sing that one?
Would love it. Fantastic.
And I might
I'll
do
leave
something
you for
else.
this.
Thank you.
so
You
much.
did a good job.
Oh, thank you, Dolly.
Okay. Now he can let his blush go down. So I'm going to... He's very shy, I can tell, in that way. I got to get my guitar stand and my microphone stand set up, and then I'll do a little bit of something for you. And again, thank you so much, because he had asked me a question I didn't answer. He was asking what I'm doing next. I'm at Dollywood. We're doing a movie. It's a musical, and it's for Christmas, and that's going to come out in December. And so you look for that on NBC. And so I'm leaving here right now, heading back up there to work with Billy Ray Cyrus. Working with Jimmy Fallon this weekend. Got Miley Cyrus coming in. We got Jimmy Allen, and we got Zach Williams. We're going to sing our beautiful song, There Was Jesus, on the show. So I'm going to be doing a whole lot of good things, and hopefully you'll enjoy the show. So I'm going to let this good-looking fella put this guitar around me. Eat your heart out, girls. Okay. I think I got my hair caught in my guitar strap. Hey, how do you like my Coat of Many Colors guitar? I worked on this thing all the way to West Virginia, getting all them rhinestones on. But seriously, we were talking about the little song. I was so thankful that I grew up in a big poor family, even though we didn't use the term. We didn't have anything that money could buy, but we did have a lot of good stuff. And above all that, we had Mama and we had Daddy. And so we'll dedicate this little song to all the good mamas that we have out there tonight. And here we go with my little coat of many colors. You ready? Back through the years, I go wandering once again, back to the seasons of my youth, and I recall a box of rags someone gave us, and how my mama put the rags to use. There were rags of many colors, but every piece was small. I didn't have a coat, and it was way down in the fall. Mama sewed the rags together, so in every piece with love she made my coat of many colors that I was so proud of. While Mama sewed, she told a story from the Bible she had read about a coat of many colors Joseph wore, and then she said, I hope this coat will bring you good luck and happiness, and I just couldn't wait to wear it, and Mama blessed it with a kiss. My coat of many colors that my mama made for me, made only from rags, but I wore it so proudly. And although we had no money, I was rich as I could be in my coat of many colors Mama made for me. So with patches on my breeches, holes in both my shoes, in my coat of many colors, I hurried off to school, just to find the others laughing and making fun of me in my coat of many colors Mama made for me. And oh, I couldn't understand that, 'cause I felt I was rich, and I told them of the love Mama sewed in every stitch. Even told them all the story Mama told me while she sewed, and why my coat of many colors was worth more than all their clothes. They didn't understand it, and I tried to make them see. One is only poor, only if they choose to be. It's true we had no money, but I was rich as I could be in my coat of many colors Mama made for me, 'cause she made it just for me. Thank you. Well, I thank you, and my mama thanks you, 'cause I remember when this little song first became a hit. I had gone to Nashville. Mama still had a bunch of kids back at home, because there's 8 kids younger than me. I'm one of the older ones. And so I remember when this song became a big hit, I thought, well, I am going to go back home. This was like late 60s. I said, I'm going to take the money that I made from this coat, and I'm going to buy Mama a new mink coat. So that was back when it was still okay to wear mink. So, or you didn't know, about that. So I went home and I said, Mama, get your pocketbook. I'm going to take you to Knoxville, and I'm going to buy you a new mink coat. Mama said, Lord have mercy, young'un. Where am I going to wear a mink coat around here? To a dog fight? Or a rooster fight? She said, just give me that money. So I did. But anyhow, it's truly, though, that had been a story that had hurt me through the years, the kids laughing at me. But as soon as that that song became a hit, that hurt left me just like that. It's amazing how healing money can be, ain't it? No, I'm joking about that. But it really did relieve a lot of pain, knowing that so many people have gone through the same thing. Might not have been about something you wore. could be a handicap, it could be being overweight, it could be being crippled, or any number of things where people make fun of you. That's a hateful, awful feeling. And so I'm glad that that little song has touched so many people through the years. So anyhow, enough about that one. You want to hear the theme song from the Imagination Library? Yeah. Well, this is a song. When we put the program together, I thought, well, down the road somewhere, I'm going to be needing a theme song. You know how everything has to have a theme song. And I thought, well, what should it be about? I thought, well, it needs to be about dreams. It needs to be about hope. It needs to be about trying. It needs to be about knowing how to get back up. If everything you don't expect to do don't come true, well, to get up and try again. And I thought, try. That's the perfect name for this song. So anyhow, and again, thank you all for tonight. Thank you for acknowledging the Imagination Library in such a way. And thank you again for all your help. So this is a song called Try, so let's keep trying. How's that sound? Let's do it. All right. I have chased after rainbows, I've captured one or two. I've reached for the stars and I have even held a few. I've walked that lonesome valley, topped the mountains, soared the sky. I've laughed and I have cried, but I have always tried, 'cause I've always been a dreamer. And dreams are special things, but dreams are of no value if they're not equipped with wings. So secure yourself for climbing, make ready for the sky. Don't let your chance go by, you'll make it if you try. So try to be the first one up the mountain, the highest flying dreamer in the sky, and try your best to be an inspiration for others that are still afraid and shy, and try to make the most of every moment, 'cause if you never try, you never win. So try each day to try a little harder, and if you fail, get up and try again. You know, nothing is impossible if you can just believe. Don't live your life in shackles when faith can be the key. The winner's one that keeps determination in his eyes, who's not afraid to fly and not afraid to try. So try to be the first one up the mountain, and try to be the first to touch the sky. And don't let somebody tell you you can't do it. And if they say that, show them it's a lie. And if you fail at first, just keep on trying, 'cause you are not a failure in God's eyes. So spread your wings and let the magic happen, 'cause you'll never really know if you don't try. And the first step is the one that's always hardest, but you'll never really know if you don't try. You have to try. Thank you. God bless you, West Virginia.
so much.
See you next time.
Thank you so much, Dolly. Bye-bye. Wow. Wow. We are blessed. And God bless the Great Smoky Mountains. Wait a minute, because they gave us the kindest, most generous angel in almost heaven. Thank you for a wonderful evening. It has been amazing, and I want to thank you because you have made this all possible. The Inspiration Library is enabling us to build literacy in early childhood by putting a book in every child's hands. And it's because of your generosity that that is happening. We are now touching all the counties in the state, and we're providing a beacon of light for all of those around the globe. And I hope this evening, if you've been inspired by the song, you've been inspired by Dolly, you've been inspired by all the things you've heard and seen in the videos, that you can check out your program. There's a QR code. If you're so inclined, you can contribute to try to continue to help grow the Inspiration Library, or you can meet our representatives in the back of the room. I'm sorry, Imagination Library. I am a little flustered at this moment. I can't exactly diagnose root cause, but I can tell you, the Imagination Library. I will say on behalf of the Marshall University June Harless Center that we want to extend a very generous thank you to Dolly Parton, to the Dollywood Foundation, to the Governor's Office, to the West Virginia Board of Education, the West Virginia Department of Education, and to each and every one of you. God bless you. God bless West Virginia. Have a fantastic evening. Thank you.
Well, I tumble out of bed and I stumble to the kitchen and pour myself a cup of ambition. Yawn and stretch and try to come to life. I jump in the shower and the blood starts pumping. Out on the streets, the traffic starts jumping with folks like me on the job from 9 to 5. Yeah, working 9 to 5.